Hello? Hello? No audio again.
Audio.
Yes. This is kind of bad
It's getting bad. I don't know what it is about Yakuza doing this shit to us.
because
Look,
this.
I don't know if Tachibana's found out. I don't know if fucking, like, the actual Yakuza have figured out what we're doing here. Apparently, nobody likes what we're doing.
This is the second time this happened for you guys. The third time we've actually noticed it for us because in about 8 or 10 episodes, there's one and a half without audio again. Luckily,
Um,
yeah,
we
luckily
caught it
we
quick.
caught it. Oh yeah, I was actually looking at this one because this was the one where we did all the mini games and stuff.
Oh, this is where we just goofed around and did nothing, like, important at all.
No, no, but this is bad that we have to redub this episode because our confusion in the mahjong was amazing.
I don't know how to play Mahjong, and you didn't have, like, any help.
No, no,
Next to no help.
I thought this was the type of mahjong where you match the tiles and remove them because I know.
It seems more like it's a poker hand, honestly.
hmm maybe maybe mahjong is a overarching term.
It could just be that there's different ways to play Mahjong, too.
But the one I'm familiar with, like the matching, I know that they're stacked several tiles high in intricate designs, and depending on where they're placed, you can remove them.
Mm.
To the best of my knowledge, if the highest tile is not surrounded by any other tiles, you could remove it. But the second that it's in the middle of something on all four sides, you can't remove that one out of the area and match it, even though it's on the top of the stack and it's like perfectly matched with another one that's on a top of a stack, but you'll need to work your way around. And when I heard mahjong, I'm like, oh, I can do that. But then they have this what's coming up that I have no idea.
I did want to mention.
hmm
So this isn't too much of a spoiler. We jumped into we cut off, and we're gonna take like a little bit of a break between like a couple chapters that come up soon.
hmm At the end of chapter 8, I believe.
Yeah, I went ahead and jumped in on the next chapter and just started doing side stuff. Don't worry, I staggered the saves. We can jump in and get that intro just fine
Okay.
to that chapter.
If,
Just reload into the other save. Where
if not, I can always pull up somebody's playthrough.
Fine, it's fine. I got it. I got it set up.
Okay.
But here's what I found out. Apparently, the way that rather than with the Cabaret Club battle that fuck, what's his name? We've been
Tachibana,
playing as
Kiryu,
no other one. Blank.
Majima.
There you go. Other than a cabaret battle that Majima goes through to 8 other cabaret clubs,
Mm-hmm.
with Kiryu, you literally start betting like 10% of each other's like real estate ownings on how well you can do in karaoke.
Nani.
That's exactly what it is. As stupid as it, that is exactly how it works.
Nani.
I started playing, I got to the point where it's like, alright, now I gotta face, the Leisure King. And he comes up to me and he's all like, yo, he apparently stomped into my office while I was out, threatened my, secretary, and basically said, Kiryu needs to meet me here, and then left. And for some reason, it was the karaoke bar. And then they explained that, hey, there's this game that we, real estate moguls play, where, we gamble some of our properties, and we gamble it on how well we can sing, because these newfangled karaoke machines even score you on how well you do.
Oh my god, I just remembered. Wasn't Kiryu half singing along to the song?
Oh yeah. But I did that once against the Leisure King.
Holy night. Do, do, do. I don't know even Japanese to sing along.
Anyway, I got 10%. I got like 75% of his total property at this point, so I think like 2 or 3 more should do it, assuming it doesn't increase the amount that's gambled at a time. I'm raking in like, what is it, like 12 million yen at this point every time I get a new set.
Oh.
You know what? Also, I started up new side stories. It's beautiful because they're so stupid.
More stupid than the hammed cucumber.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I ran into Kiryu's version of Mr. Libido.
Is he?
Yes, we're correct. There are 2. There's like a Mr. Libido per district.
Is Kiryu's Mr. Libido as weird?
He's actually clothed. I'll give him that. He is clothed.
Does he constantly pelvic thrust?
Not that I've seen yet.
Oh.
Change.
Oh.
But it's so disappointing that we don't get to hear Kiryu sing. He has such a lovely voice. Anyway,
we will.
Quests involved me impersonating somebody's producer.
Okay.
Shoot, for some reason. And they were constantly asking Kiryu to do things using film lingo, and I'm like, I just need to guess what half of this means.
Nani?
I got it all right. I literally somehow got it all right. I don't know how.
Wow.
I didn't any of it up, but I did it. And partly I think because a lot of the terms made sense to me in terms of like an art like direction. It made sense. It's like, oh man, you gotta grocer that thing over there. You know, that tray of food. And like, does that mean I gotta like pose it to make it look good? Which yes, was indeed the case. What was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was. It was real dumb, and I'm just like, I guess this is what they mean? Oh, they called it an erasable. It's like, go get me the erasable from that table. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, there was a tray of food, there was a literal eraser, and I think the other one was like a knife. And I'm like, I'm guessing it's the food because the set we're in is a diner? Oh man, dude, I can't believe you got it, Kiryu. You got the erasable means, you know, edible, what is it? Edible, whatever the things are that you, like, stick on a set. Props. Edible props. That's what an erasable is, apparently.
Wow.
So I had to go through that. I get out of it only to be introduced to the actual producer and his goons, who apparently were getting worked to death, and that's why they didn't show. Only to then beat up the producer and have a touching conversation with the director about how, you know, people need to work their hardest for everything they do. Give it the 120% I give because I'm so passionate about it.
And I'm not too sure if this is retroactively saying it, but I'm just going to have a little bit of my fruity breath mint candy now while I watch this past footage. This time, it's lemon.
There was also another one I did where video games had started coming into play, and there were a bunch of people waiting outside of a shop for the brand new game that just came out.
For the Super Nintendo!
I'm pretty sure it's the Sega Genesis.
Right.
Placement for this.
Right.
But I talked to like the last kid in line. He told me what it was all about, and like, oh, that's cool. All right, cool. I went away. Next thing I know, the kid's in like a back alley crying. I'm like, what the fuck? Apparently, he got mugged by some guy. I go to chase down the guy. That guy then got mugged, and the game was stolen from him.
Man, people really want Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I think the actual name of the game was like Aragakure or something like that. It was the third one, Aragakure 3, I think.
Aragakure 3?
I think that was the title of it. It could be off, but it was definitely along that like cadence.
Hold on a minute.
See if it's an actual game or if it was just bullshit.
That's what I'm doing. Aragakure 3 Sega.
I don't even know if it's Sega. I'm assuming it would be.
Oligarchy 83. Man, Google, you really understand me.
You truly need to speak clearly because you're using your inferior English tongue to speak the superior moon-speak language of Japan.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if I had pronounced it correctly, it would probably be something more like Aragakure. Would probably be the way it would be pronounced. But, yeah. Anyway, kid got mugged. The mugger then got mugged himself. And then the second mugger got mugged by a Yakuza. So finally, I chased down the Yakuza. Apparently he still has the game somehow. And he's like, oh man, come on, just leave it off me. I got it off of some bratty, teenager. It's like, I want to give it to my kid. And you want to know how dumb it is and how, really ridiculous it is? Turns out that the kid that got mugged was actually the Yakuza man's kid. So then we had a nice touching reunion about how the dad and the kid got to get along. Because apparently him and his mom are separated.
Nani?
And, all's well that ends well. Even though, all those muggers just kind of got the shit kicked out of them. I mean, to be fair, there were muggers.
Yeah.
So they needed a nice ass kicking, but, The only thing that wasted was our time. Because in the end, the Yakuza still... The kid is literally... The Yakuza is literally the kid's dad, and the kid still gets his game.
Okay. I found the name of the side mission, Aragakure Quest, and now to see if it's a real game.
Oh, man. I did have some other ones. Oh, I finally got the one guy down the alley that we met before who was, doing weird illicit trades, it seemed like, and needed a password for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did a little running around for that, which is not really important, and I got him to, open up his shop. And it's like, yeah, Kiryu turns around after giving him the password, and the guy's being like, alright, cool. What you want? Kiryu just turns around, and he's just like, yeah, I finally did it. It took a long time, but I finally got that password and figured out what I needed to do. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm forgetting something. And the freaking seller behind him is just like, the fuck are you doing? You gonna buy something? Oh yeah.
So what was he selling?
A bunch of random shit. It wasn't anything specific, it was just random. I bought some stock car parts from him.
And you needed a password for just random crap?
There were a couple of weapons in there, too, but nothing that's, looks crazy to me. Now, maybe his stock rotates. I don't know. Maybe he gets new stuff. I haven't been back since I finished the mission. If his stock rotates, he might have something even better in there. I don't know.
Actually, Aragakure seems to be a fake game.
Oh, there we go. I'm kind of surprised that Sega wouldn't have, asked them to put it in there, or they wouldn't have tried.
Yeah, why not use Phantasy Star, Spellcaster, Yeast, or YS?
Unless Aragakure is actually, some kind of,
Japanese name? Not that I could find.
And I don't know. I assumed it would have been a ton if it's not a real game.
Yeah, because it seemed like it was Dragon's Quest, but then... no. No, it is definitely seems to be a fake game. A lot of people are saying, why didn't it be Phantasy Star in accordance to the 30th anniversary? So that would have been a nice subtle nod to Phantasy Star, having it be Phantasy Star.
I could see that. The only thing that I would say that wouldn't make sense about is just the fact that this is literally meant to be, like, way back in 1988.
Uh-huh.
Like, for the most part, other than that bag phone so far, I haven't seen anything that's been strictly like, no, this is definitely not from this time period.
Mm-hmm.
And the bag phone is only, like, a year or two off, maybe.
Yeah.
Assuming our sources were accurate with that.
Spoilers, I think we may break even somehow on this.
We do somehow break even on this.
I have no...
You remember that.
I have no godly idea what's going on.
I still don't understand Mahjong to save my life.
I'll have to show you the Mahjong I know in case I'm not explaining it well enough. Or do you...
I remember there was at one point, I remember whenever I've heard Mahjong or seen it, there's always been, like, a stack in the center of, like, a square shape of something.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of talking about.
Yeah, that... I remember that whenever somebody mentions Mahjong. That's what I jump to, because I remember that being mentioned at some point in some anime I was watching.
Yeah,
I don't
and...
remember specifically which ones, but that was always the type of Mahjong I always remember seeing. And seeing it this way is like, what am I doing?
And I remember playing that, like, stacking Mahjong a lot on my previous computer. One of my previous computers had Mahjong. So... And I remember that I was halfway decent at it.
Mm-hmm.
So... Oh, by the way, Richie. I have no idea what that means.
Rishi. It's some kind of, if I remember right, it's some kind of, like, matching set that you get.
Okay.
Is that called? Or, no, it's one of the things you call, if I remember right. Like, whether or not you're almost ready to go out, or you're about to go out, or something like that.
Did I tell you that, like, Milton Bradley, or whoever the hell it is, made a sequel to Uno, the card game?
Of course they would.
It's called, wait for it, Dose.
Of course it would be. They couldn't go with the good pun of Uno Dos?
Trace.
No, that comes out with the third,
Yeah.
Of it. I'll be creating Uno 2. Do you have to call out Dos when you're down to 2 cards?
Yes, and I think, from what I understand, there are 2 stacks of cards in play somehow.
Seems weird.
Not as weird as Uno with dice, because I remember seeing all these classic games, but with dice, so they're easy to take on the go. And I'm like, how the hell do you play Uno with dice?
You don't.
It's not really Uno.
No, it's not. Oh, what was I trying to think of? Yeah, that was mostly what I was doing, was just like running around doing side missions and just trying to bump up the real estate stuff. I took down Mr. Shakedown a couple of times.
Oh, good job. Did you get anything for beating him 10 times?
I haven't gotten there yet. I think I'm at 7 right now. 7 or 8.
Because I know when we stopped in Chapter 8, you beat him 6 times.
Then I would be at 8, because I beat him twice as Kiryu so far.
Okay.
Well, since the last time we recorded. So, I beat was it Inishiga? Inishiga or something like that? The one that's got, like, the fedora hat.
Mm-hmm.
Who claims he wants to be the ultimate life form.
Oh!
Sorry, the ultimate strength or whatever, something like that. The one who wants to impersonate Cars from JoJo.
Okay.
He's like, I'm gonna have to do some more training to beat you now.
I'm gonna buy a mountain, and then lift that.
What's his next step? He bought a mountain. Like, what? Would dude buy just an entire island now and train there?
Oh, and just bouncing off of JoJo, in case you don't listen to the anime podcast or any updated videos that I did, and although this probably won't affect Yakuza, but I will be having jaw surgery in mid-January, and that may cause a drop of videos, but our Movie Maker podcast should be out on a semi-regular basis to make up for the fact of lost videos.
Ideally.
Hopefully.
Just stuck in a hopefully loop forever. By the way, I found a reason to fish with Kiryu.
Oh, okay.
So, I found out a reason to fish, and part of that is because apparently I start getting friendly with this sushi guy who's very unconfident in his own sushi making skills.
I think the word's incompetent.
No, he's not. He's good at what he does. He doesn't have confidence in his skills. I've never heard of uncompetent. No. You said incompetent.
Yes, and you're saying uncompetent.
No.
Unconfident.
He does not have confidence.
I thought you were saying uncompetent, and I'm like...
No, I don't think I said that. Maybe I did, but I don't think so.
Oh yeah, bowling.
Oh yeah, in my sexy bowling form. Look, she loves my bowling form, okay? I can't help it. Like, I ranked her friendship up, too. Apparently I can't get that any higher until I get higher in the,
League?
Estate stuff.
Oh.
The real estate stuff. In which case, she's probably just gonna give me that property for free to manage over as a real estate agent. But yeah, I built hers up, and of course it's like, oh man, we're gonna have this very special competition, you know, bring yourself in your sexy bowling form, and I'm just like...
What?
I'm like, okay. And just sitting there like, God, maybe I shouldn't be coming here anymore. It's like, no, it's a really good prize you can win. It's like, alright, fine, I'll think about it.
Oh,
God. But yeah, I ranked up that lady that was working at the convenience store. Her whole side mission was basically like, oh man, I'm not confident with talking to customers. Talking with you, Kiryu, has helped me with that. Now our management branch is looking for some kind of new product or way that we can bring more customers in, because there's a lot of convenience stores around here.
Mm-hmm.
To which we suggest, oh, why not have like a delivery service? A delivery service, simple like a package drop off or whatever. It's like, oh, that's great. People would take advantage of that really great. Yada yada yada. It's like, cool. All right, that worked out. We're getting a new product in for this specific store, which is great, which ends up being like pork cutlets.
Oh, pork cutlets. Delicious.
So we got a free one of those, as well as her immediately gifting us the property because she's technically in the leisure games.
Ooh, yeah.
So yeah, she's done. I did the sushi guys as well, where again his whole thing was, I'm not confident in my ability to do sushi. My old man was way better, and he died too early to give me this shop, even though his sushi is delicious. It's like, oh man, you know, if I could work on really fresh fish, like caught straight from the ocean or whatever, rather than, you know, just what was bought in the market, my skills could be improved way more. It's like, Kiryu, if you go fishing, please get me some fish. I'm like, all right, I'm planning on doing that at some point anyway.
And I think after this is the end of the episode?
I think, yeah, the end of the episode is this. Unless, this might be where we run into Miss Tatsu, actually.
Oh, maybe.
Is right at the end of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of which, I was training with her, too, because she's over there at the pier.
I forget, what was her story?
Beast mode. She was
Oh.
Beast mode teacher.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best part?
Okay.
She's hired Shakedown. She's just a hired Mr. Shakedown.
Oh.
Shakedown in this case.
Oh.
Where she shakes down people that are, like, avoiding paying money.
Your bowling club was as good as ever. Please come again. Sure. Oh. Hmm. And I guess.
We need Tatsu.
Yep.
No, not unless it starts next episode.
Maybe.
I don't remember if we met Tatsu or not yet. At this point.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up for now. And
about that? No. That was when I went to the convenience store. You were talking about that poster.
yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up for now and come back next time. So later.
Bye.